just getting underway.
Both teams smoking up in the mid lane. I mean, we've seen First Blood happen a couple of times before the lanes have even started. I'm wondering if we'll see that again today. Of course, the goal right now is to run down the mid lane as quick as possible, place the ward, then, you know, try to counter any sort of body check anyone does for that mid observer. But if you got everyone sitting on the high ground, you turn around, you give your mid First Blood, and suddenly they have a massive advantage of the lane.
Yeah, a lot of those times, what we've been seeing is it's pretty much never worth it to die for a bounty rune, right? Like if you go ahead and hand that First Blood over, especially to an enemy mid laner, you're sacking your allies mid lane pretty rough.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we see the teams just kind of trade the 2-for-2 bounty runes to start out, unless, you know, they get a very cheeky smoke rotation. But both teams kind of sitting in the mid lane under some wards, so they have all the vision that they need. Obviously, Night Stalker.
Even more vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
I think there's like I think Bane has got a little bit of extra night vision as well. I think he's 1200.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in my nightmares constantly,
Yeah.
so.
Again, I'm tired of seeing this hero. I don't like Bane, don't like OD. Any hero that just removes someone from the game. He's so good at the moment, though.
He is way too good. Second most picked hero in the DPC and one of the highest win rates, so. Yeah. So he's doing something right. I mean, it actually won all 3 of its games yesterday. Bane. Like, it was picked 3 times yesterday. I think it won all 3 games.
Very cool.
So.
Yeah, it turns out, you know, just taking 2 heroes out of the fight for extended periods of time, pretty good.
Or more if you have a Grimstroke, which we saw a few times.
Yeah. So, or the beautiful Nightmare save. Even a single second of invulnerability on Nightmare can change everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see the mid lane matchup here of PP versus XM. Obviously, Death Prophet versus Lesh. The panel was talking a decent amount about how Death Prophet's lane should it be pretty solid. A lot of the direct counters to this hero were banned out. So XM got to be pretty happy about this, and it is one of his best laners.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they were
super happy.
Saying that one as well. We're looking over a couple of stats before this one. So the fact that it is so good inside the current meta, gets to play this against a Leshrac is pretty neat. I actually prefer Leshrac to the Death Prophet. I think that you know, Exorcism is just a very weak version of Diabolic Edict with a big cooldown. I'm sure that's the incorrect way of looking at things.
100% wrong. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna.
I mean, it's just so much easier to commit a Diabolic Edict onto the tower.
Oh yeah, for tower pushing, you know, Leshrac is one of the best in the game, right? Exorcism is just one of those team fight abilities where you see that and you have to make that decision of can we even take this fight, you know?
Yeah. But then, you know, Diabolic Edict, it's just back up again.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leshrac, one of the things that makes him so strong out of the mid lane is, right, you leave the lane for a few moments. A lot of these other, like, flash farming mids that want to just clear the wave and then go jungle and come back, Lesh punishes you super heavy for it, especially if you want to rotate out of lane as well. Your tower is just going to go down. Yeah,
I mean, he's got so many different ways he can play. He can either go for your tower, he can secure himself CS with Earth Splitter and Lightning Storm. He can clear out camps once he's got his ultimate. All these things just make him so good. Too many tools.
But we can see this offlane here for VG Gaming. Of course, we were talking about the Phoenix Pango up into the Monkey King. He's going to have a little bit of a struggle up against the Phoenix, and actually manages to dodge out that damage a little bit. But once these Fire Spirits are off, he can get aggressive in the lane again. But playing really well here on the side of the Radiant.
Yep. I mean, anytime you try to turn things around, it's all based on if you can get your Jingu Mastery stacks, if you can heal yourself back up. With the Phoenix Spirits on you, with the disarm coming out from Pango, it can completely turn around how far forward you think you get to play or how aggressive you get to play on either of these heroes. And it's all RNG based on the Pangolier. So you have to leave a little bit of margin for error if you try to commit onto Irving here.
And they were talking about it earlier, Irving obviously being, you know, previously on LBZS, so he's going up against his old team. Black had a
grudge match.
Grudge match, yeah. Black was talking about how, you know, he's going to give 160% this game instead of 150, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, anytime you're going up against your old team, you got something to prove, right?
Exactly. It's not me, it's you guys. You were the issue. My favorite narrative in Dota.
Yes, yes. As far as CS goes, though, lane's pretty even. It would seem like no one's really falling too far behind. The DP definitely performing well in mid, as expected.
Yeah. Leshrac a little bit further behind, but of course Leshrac does have an easier time pushing the tower the moment Death Prophet tries to walk away. Down in the bottom lane, I mean, Night Stalker is generally a pretty weak laner. You can secure yourself a little bit of CS with your high base damage and your nuke. but they struggle to harass him out, given the fact that he's got, you know, a decent amount of HP regen, plus it's amplified by this IO down here.
Top lane, this might be first blood. Swashbuckler comes through. Is he going to burn down? He does. Ends up going the way of the Phoenix. So again, this offlane we're talking, it's being played very well by Vici, and they go ahead and grab themselves first blood for the bird.
I mean, you'd much rather have it on the Pangolier. If you give him some early items, he can do a lot in these team fights, and I do think that Blank Dagger and Roll Up is going to be pretty crucial this game. Bottom lane, though?
Getting aggressive here, but Erica might regret that. Has to back off a little bit. Molasses here on this Night Stalker does a lot of damage with the help of the IO, and it's only going to get worse in about 40 seconds here once we hit that first Night.
Yeah. And he's trying to pump as much damage as he can to the Night Stalker before the first Night comes around. That way he's able to waste a little bit of that duration that he has where he feels super strong. But Wraith King, up until he's got, you know, his armor items, Night Stalker's going to be able to punish him super hard. Again, high base damage. Once he's got Hunter of the Night, tons of attack speed, so he'll just crush him. And you saw just a second ago, the Wraith King, when he got turned on there, he melted pretty quickly because he had no armor. One of the lowest, carry melee heroes in the game. He starts with 2 base armor.
Yeah. And the Night Stalker base of like 6 or something, so you know you don't trade super efficiently. And he's topped back off, ready to go back in. I'm sure here now that we are hitting that first night time. And
yeah, I do think that Snapfight would have been good for like several reasons. I mean, against the Wraith King, it feels amazing with little Shredder plus Orb of Corruption and. Well, that's not what it's called anymore. Blightstone.
Blightstone, yes.
Orb of Corruption.
There's Orb of Corrosion as well, but yes.
And Phoenix Egg as well, so Snapfire would have been kind of neat, but they had picked both their supports
Looks
fairly
like
uninteresting.
bottom lane, yeah. They're going to go ahead and get aggressive here onto the Wraith King using this first Night, but a TP in here from Disruptor hits him with that Thunderstrike. Going to push him off the tower, but these heroes, I mean, they regen back so quickly. They just want to go back to the tower, pop a little bit of a heal, but XM mid lane pops that Exorcism, now trying to trace down Detachment here on this Bane all the way to the Roche pit, but it's going to be PP who finds the Phoenix here underneath the tower, burns him down with that Pulse Nova, and XM finds the trade. So a 1-for-1 on the supports as they rotate to the mid lane.
It looked fairly funny as he swoops around and then wakes up the Nightmare from the Death Prophet as he comes back in there. But you do end up getting punished for that. You're underneath the tower, you're up against a Leshrac, and if you don't have your escape ability, Leshrac is going to very easily be able to run you down, as we just saw. But we're talking about the stacks on the IO. The moment that you know, he leaves the lane, he's already got a couple built up. Leshrac is going to very much enjoy those the moment he goes up for that bounty rune. I think he might wait until 7 minutes. That way, you know, he drops a couple of neutral items for his team at the same time he clears the stacks. Just maximize that efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely. Mid lane, another rotation in here from the Phoenix, but PP he's fine. He's got an Arcane Rune. He's near his tower. XM doesn't have that Exorcism anymore as it has expired, so
yep.
Just trying to protect the DP here.
It looks like he might go for those stacks right now rather than waiting. Yeah, he's clearing those out alongside the IO. Yeah, I guess he's got the Arcane Rune right now. Doesn't want to wait for that to expire. Get the most out of his mana while he clears that one out. So, no neutral items for him. He's going to have to wait a couple of minutes. Up here in the top lane, Monkey King, he's doing decently for himself against the Pango now, but Phoenix did have to move around and rotate. It means he's got a little bit easier time trading where he doesn't have to worry about that money's attack speed from the Fire Spirits.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing really well in terms of like finding farm in these side lanes, but a nice rotation into the top. He's going to go ahead and hit him with that Urn, and Boundless Strike does come out, but he has no way to sustain himself. Rolling Thunder even gets dropped, but unnecessary. It's going to go the way of the Phoenix.
He's having a good game, minus that one death that he, you know, died for Death Prophet to get that kill. He finds 2 up here in the top lane so far. He gets to build big items on Phoenix this game.
Yeah, you know, very interesting. We're going to see this like potentially early Vessel coming out from Irving on the Pangolier. I mean, something you absolutely need when you're playing against a hero like Io, but it's also really good against the Monkey King. Bottom lane, Dark Ascension is going to get popped here. They're just going to be able to punish that Disruptor for showing his face here. And now Erica underneath the tower. Does he be a little bit careful as PP's rotating in as well? Nice tether to the other side of the tree line, and Erica will have to level that Reincarnation. TP in from the Death Prophet. Question is he going to make it in time? Pangolier stunned up on the backside. XMM, he is going to be able to help trade for that Lesh. Molasses will be able to fly away. The Exorcism doing a lot of work. Almost clips the Night Stalker there, taking down to the Urn. 11 HP is going to make it out and TP home.
Very close. XM came in a little bit late there. I wasn't sure if his teleport was on cooldown as they were diving the tower, because they're pretty far back, but it was a pretty long TP as well. I think that one was ended up being like, what, like 7 seconds or something?
Yeah, I mean, everyone TP'd in. Like, the Pango TP'd in, DP TP'd in.
Yeah, and the DP just came in a little bit too late with that exorcism, so ends up going down a lot of heroes there, and Nightstalker does get out. Nice play there for LBZS, but got to maximize the last of this night they have here. Otherwise, the game starts to turn around the other way.
The fact that the Death Prophet survives, though, and finds the kill onto the Lesh is pretty huge because she's still very far ahead of these other cores, like up to 4,600 net worth now here just before the 10-minute mark. And they are going to try and commit to take this bottom tier 1, like you were saying. They really need to use this first night, and looks like they're just going to go ahead and sack the tower. Yeah. Start pushing top.
Yeah, they really want some extra map control with this first night, especially considering they already committed Dark Ascension. So, XM trying to shove in the mid lane, but without Exorcism, she's not going to be able to push that quickly. I think at this point you're just waiting for Nightstalker to farm before you can make any plays of your own. In LBZS, they're going to be playing this fairly quick. In fact, Monkey King went for Overgrowth in this game, which is a sign that he wants to be active.
Oh, Bane gets the deny on mid tower, but top lane you've got Irving and Erica going for another tower, so it's end up going to be quite favorable for VG Gaming here as they take 2 across the map, and the mid tower obviously the big one.
Yeah, that one much more important.
Bottom lane trying to find the Monkey King here. Glimpse just off the mark, though, for that kinetic field, so he will just walk away.
You see, Kagome, I just think of Inuyasha every time. Not you? No,
I do not.
Stay on topic there, all right.
Yeah, no, you're good. We do have a smoke up from LBZS, though, as they are heading top lane. And it's going to be found by the Monkey King. Grabs Erica here. Relocate coming in, though. In comes Irving. Can he actually do anything here on the Pango? He may just have to TP home. So they're just kind of juking him out. No, he doesn't, yeah.
So he just rolls on out.
Yeah, nice reload in to have that a little bit of extra damage necessary to bring down the Wraith King. Obviously, Reincarnation still on cooldown from the bottom dive, right?
Yeah, I want to take advantage of that. The fact that, a level 1 Reincarnate is just awful. Best. And they're going to be looking for make a play of their own. They know that they just used Relocate, but Nightstalker does have Dark Ascension back up. They could look to turn things on them.
XM does have those boots of travel with Exorcism back available, and they're going to run right into Molasses. Pops the Arcane Rune. Exorcism comes out as well. Glimpse pulls him right inside the kinetic field, and he is all alone. Going to be an easy pick off here for the side of VG.
He chose to just let himself die there. I mean, he could have popped the Dark Ascension to try to get away, or he could have popped even the Crippling Fear in order to delay the Disruptor a little bit if he stayed on top of him, but I guess he didn't want to commit. It means that they plan on turning this fight in the bottom lane. They fortify it up, they position a couple heroes down here, and they will have the Dark Ascension when he comes down.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this tower should fall, though. XM with the Catapult, it's just going to fall too fast. They are going to TP in the Bane, who does have the Fiend's Grip, but it doesn't make it in time.
If the tower was still standing when Nightstalker was up, I think they would have taken that fight. But they needed just a little bit longer, which is the tier 2 there. They weren't ever going to be able to catch them. They would have seen that Dark Ascension just like TP'd out inside of the Radiant. So they get control back of their jungle. The fact that they get that tower makes it a little bit more difficult for them to invade. And I guess they get back to this farming game. They want to be able to take this late. They see that they're making aggressive moves and not building the most farming.
Yules catches the Death Prophet. Glimpse going to send him back, but the Dark Ascension comes on in. Nice Crippling Fear trying to bring her down. Pops an Invis, staying herself alive, and there's going to be the egg. He just go ahead and Fiends Grips him, but you're still stuck inside this Supernova. And XM will find the kill.
Yeah. And when that Supernova came out, they were forced to just get back. Nightstalker all of a sudden crippled and weak. Gets a bonus damage deal from his Dark Ascension, but he's not moving very quick anymore. And, it was an awkward move from the Disruptor, though. His Static Storm and Kinetic Field ended up not actually trapping anybody, so they got to continue to run at them. And they expended a lot and just lost the Bane. But honestly, with how much they used there on the side of VG, I think LBZS the next minute or so are going to be looking to make a play of their own.
Top lane making another push here. It's going to be the Boots of Travel in for the Death Prophet, and Exorcism back off cooldown thanks to that Arcane Rune used bottom. They could try and put some pressure on the tower with it, but in come the TPs. Wukong's command comes through. Nice Boundless Strike onto 2. Detachment puts him under. Split Earth connects, but again, he's still got this Reincarnation, but they don't even get the kill. Armlet toggles perfectly out of there. So a big commitment from LBZS, and they actually find nothing.
All right, surprised that Naze Armlet toggle there by the Wraith King. If they commit any further forward than that, suddenly they're all slowed and they're going to be able to turn things back around. Like you mentioned, the Arcane Rune on the Death Prophet, Exorcism being back up. made it a little bit scary to go too far past your tier 2 tower.
Yeah, nicely done there by Vici Gaming. I mean, they're just slowly inching their way forward in this game. I mean, we saw yesterday how strong this Wraith King can be as it goes on. Molasses going to catch another glimpse into XM's Death Prophet, trying to just TP home, and it's just that simple.
Just TP out. When in doubt. No, that one's going to frustrate them a little bit. Death Prophet not going to change up her items. It's my favorite thing is, you know, watching a kind of frustrating play happen and see some of these items change immediately afterwards. You know, like a Yule Scepter or BKB after you go down.
Yeah. I mean, the Kaya Sange going to do a lot of work for the Death Prophet this game. One of the things that Death Prophet, like, desperately needs is to just tank up, right? Like, this is a hero that is super item dependent.
And not get Fiend's Gripped.
Yeah, not get Fiend's Gripped, exactly. Luckily, they have a lot of answers to the Fiend's Grip. You have Pango's Rolling Thunder, you've got the Disruptor, Glimpse, as well as the Static Storm, so.
Static Storm people drop on Bane's pretty often just because it comes out instantly. No cast point, no travel time, just drops on the ground, you know, denies them a lot of space in a team fight.
Smoke up from both teams here, and they are not going to connect on these as they are both checking the opposite side of the map. Mid lane, we just have Monkey King trying to farm up a little bit here. Still a little bit behind the Wraith King, but...
Yeah, and he's going to be, I mean, he doesn't got the boys to help him farm.
Yeah, the good old skeletons.
Yeah.
Those are just... I remember when that got added, everyone was like, why does he need this? Why does he need to...
He's got the fellas.
He's got the fellas. Oh my god, have you seen Wraith King's new taunt, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Very good. It lasts an eternity. It's like the longest taunt in the game. I swear. I don't know why it's a thing. Exorcism gonna get dropped here by XM taunt top lane. Yep. And they're just gonna go ahead and work on this tier 2.
With them already set up underneath this tower, I'm not sure they'd be able to defend. So it looks like LBZS is just gonna sack this one.
They're trading mid, right? That's the idea. But TP is coming through already. As Exorcism is alive. They have the Death Prophet.
They're still fortified.
TPing on the front side, and Boundless Strike's gonna find the Disruptor, though. That is a big one. If you can get him, put this. Split Earth off the mark. Molasses pops the ultimate. He sees all these extra heroes and says, all right, never mind, let's get out of here. So they don't even get the trade.
Well, they just lose their tier 2 up in the top lane. They're going to be able to grab Outpost. They didn't get them on the way there just because they knew defending that mid tower was so important. It gives them so much access to the rest of the map. They need to keep this one alive. I mean, if you have it up at like 20 minutes into the game, it just becomes impossible to take Roche fights, you know, take fights in the enemy team jungle. Everything is just...
Set up back in the mid lane. They're going to use the Edict here to try and finish off the tower, but the fortification comes out still. Dark Ascension still providing a little bit of vision before it expires. And
yeah, now they're going to finally get back. Tried that trick, just hiding in the trees, Diabolic eating down the tower, hoping they don't notice.
Hey, don't mind your tower dying.
Back when the tree line was a little bit different, you could do it with like almost every tower in the game.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I remember playing these old in-houses and people would just do that level 1 pick Leshrac and try to take the tier 1 towers.
Classic. Yeah. Irving here does have the Spirit Vessel on his way to the Blink Dagger, so he is quite farmed on the Pango. I mean, he's the furthest behind any of the cores, but he still managed to come out pretty far ahead against a Monkey King lane, right? Like, you would have expected him to have a much more difficult time.
I mean, Phoenix did help against the Monkey King a little bit, you know, not being able to get the Jingu Mastery stacks off. Usually when you see like a melee hero matchup against a Monkey King, you just get completely shut down, but not in this case.
All right. Jungle items coming out for both teams. We hit that 17-minute mark, and Detachment playing some nice deep wards into the jungle there. Did get a D ward in the process, and they're just going to do it right back to him.
But the Observer's still standing. Death Prophet didn't manage to scout that one out, unfortunately. So both teams have good vision of the Radiant Team jungle. And it looks like they're setting up around the Roche pit here.
They're going to wait for the next Exorcism to do this. I'm sure it's coming off cooldown very soon. Kinetic Field there, going to give them the Vision of the Ward. Yeah, just comes off cooldown, so XM has that. And removing that ward there on the high ground gives them a pretty big advantage, because they have a really good ward placed deep into the Dire jungle there, right? So if they do try and make that rotation in towards Roche, it's a little bit more difficult.
Well, they still have vision now. There's one down right beside the Roche pit, even though they dewarded that one up on the cliff. There's one just outside the pit.
Just outside the pit, yeah.
That's how they get you. You think it's safe to go inside the Roche pit all of a sudden. But they do back up just because they knew that Observer Ward is if LBZS are able to predict the fact they're inside Roshan. They do have a pretty easy time taking a fight. You can get right in there with a Leshrac at the moment, given that he's got his Black King bar, and of course, against a Wukong's command, when you're fighting in these close spaces against that or the Night Stalker crippling fear, it just becomes impossible.
Yeah, I was going to say the LBZS lineup is quite good at fighting in the Roche Pit. You have the Leshrac, Night Stalker, and of course the Monkey King. You don't really want to deal with that.
Yep. Monkey King's finally starting to catch back. Actually, he's still sitting kind of far behind. I mean, he's clearing out creep waves a little bit fast now that he's got his Maelstrom and, you know, maxed out Jingu Mastery and whatnot, but he's still a little bit tricky for him. Wraith King pretty far ahead at the moment, and I do think Wraith King has an easier time this game as position 1. I think he's going to outscale a Monkey King, even though, like we talked about during the draft, like we talked about yesterday, Wukong's command is a pretty good tool at dealing with the Wraith King. Is, you know, when he gets back up, he's sitting underneath all the monkeys.
Yeah, what we saw as the solution yesterday is he just always saved the BKB for that reincarnation, and they didn't have anything like a Basher or an Abyssal Blade to hold him in place. They didn't have any BKB piercing disables. The difference this time is LBZS actually has the Bane.
Yeah. Have you seen the ultra late game Monkey King builds, by the way?
Well, I mean,
where you go like Arcane Blink, Refresher, Divine Rapier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
very
that is hilarious. So I think Monkey King will eventually outscale it, but that's like 50, 60-minute stuff. You have all those items. Wukong's command just comes out so quickly with that Arcane Blink.
Monkey King's following this courier to find the Death Prophet, and he will get the vision. Cancels the stun right into a Fiend's Grip. Relocate in as well.
They use
betrayed by your own friend.
And everything dropped there. I mean, I don't think they need to use so much. To relocate looked a little bit unnecessary, but they wanted to be certain that the Death Prophet would go down. After all, it's been a little while since we've seen a kill on the map. We're 20 minutes in, and it's 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, both teams like just trying to pick up what farm they can around the map. Neither team wanting to try and make the play around Roshan either. And that's where we'll probably see our like next really big engagement. But for now, both teams want to get these BKBs. They want to get these like really important items online, and we see the first one picked up here by the Leshrac and the Night Stalker, and we know Monkey King is almost to his. Once you have all three of those, we should see LBZS should be taking a fight, right?
Yeah, I think LBZS they're going to get stronger than VC in a little bit. Then I think he'll start to go VC's favor, and then finally towards like the ultra late game, we have that Monkey King build that I was talking about. LBZS will be on top again.
To the Roche Pit they go. Exorcism as well as the Wraith King is a lot of physical damage. He's got the Deso completed, and it doesn't look like LBZS are aware. There it is. The scan does come out. They still have Night Stalker's Dark Ascension, but it's too late.
It's too late
yeah.
already. They don't even go for that. Everybody stays where they are. They decide to get a little bit of farm and try to push out the waves a bit in preparation for this Aegis coming at them, but they're going to look to push high ground with this one. They give it to Death Prophet, which is a little bit strange, as you know, when she goes down with Exorcism, she suddenly doesn't have it back up when she gets taken out with the Aegis, but she is the building hitter. She's going to be the one sitting on the high ground, so at the very least, she can do some damage to the tier 3s, then get back with this Aegis.
Yeah, I feel like that Roshan kill is like the consequence of committing so heavily for the Death Prophet bottom, right? Like you were saying, like they dropped a lot of spells. They had no relocate, they dropped Fiend's Grip, they dropped Wukong's command, and yes, they get the Death Prophet. She just respawns and is like, all right, I'm just going to go Roche now. Sounds pretty good.
Thank you.
4 minutes left on that, so Death Prophet should be able to farm up to like a next big core item. We've been seeing that a lot, right? First Aegis doesn't really seem to be like an objective Aegis.
No, even second Aegis is an amazing. Second Aegis was awful for a little bit there. They finally ended up nerfing that one though. It was Aegis, Shard, and Cheese, remember?
Yeah, it was way too good.
I mean, they were talking about ways to make Roshan better because second Roche was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just a second life, but now it is pretty game-changing. Well, it was pretty game-changing up until it's good enough now.
Yeah, it's balanced. Bottom lane, I see a Nightmare here onto that Disruptor. Relocate in as well. He's going to be able to glimpse it, but he's got the BKB there from PP, and Fiend's Grip right onto that Wraith King. And he's stuck inside this Wukong's command, but do they have any stuns to follow it? I don't think so, and in comes Rolling Thunder from Irving. The roll-up, he gets the BKB off, though, on the Monkey King, able to try and disengage, just going to TP home. And he will make it. The rest of the fight, though, you need to be careful. You get turned on. In comes the Night Stalker. The BKB up in the skies, trying to chase down the Death Prophet. And now turning his attention towards the Phoenix. He's got the Aegis, but he's got no help after that. And a couple quick auto attacks. They will find the first kill, the Split Earth. It's available if he can time it. And Glimpse, it actually cancels his animation. Very well done. XM, though, still taking a lot of damage here from the Night Stalker. Nice Wraithfire Blast to peel him off. And Kinetic Field making even more space. A Yule's there, but Dark Ascension has expired. Your Molasses Night Stalker is not nearly as scary. He gets the blink out to safety for the moment. Both teams need to be careful, though. Nice force have safety. Monkey King on the backside comes back on in with that Boundless Strike. Ends up finding another 2 kills for the side of LBZS in a fantastic fight from them.
That looked so dicey for them for a moment there, but that was such a... I mean, they stuck around a little bit too long at the end. It was such a clutch glimpse there, not being able to connect with the Death Prophet with that Earth Splitter on the way out. But it didn't end up being enough. They've just got such overwhelming force to be able to continue to run at you. And once these ultimates are on cooldown on the side of VC, suddenly they can't take a fight anymore. These extended fights very much favor the Leshrac and the IO. They just have so much sustain and so much DPS over a long period of time in these team fights. So the fact that it went on so long, I think VC should have just tailed it out of there.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I was kind of with Vici on this. I was like, all right, Night Stalker's ult is done, no big deal. We can go back in. And then you're like, nope, Monkey King's here now.
Yeah, Monkey King. Leshrac is still dealing out damage. IO, despite relocating back up to the top lane, he TP'd back down again. Like, everybody managed to get back in the fight. The fight was so long. And against LBZS' lineup, you don't want to take long engagements like that.
Yeah, really well played by them. Now, breaking the game wide open, a 5K gold lead. Really the first substantial lead of the game. It's been so close. 6-9. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here with you, buddy.
Yeah, of course. I can't miss the opportunity. Come on.
Wouldn't be right. But, you know, Aegis not getting much use out of that. I thought they'd start to do a little bit more damage to these tier 2s, you know, even chip away at the high ground there with the Death Prophet as they took the first tier 2 a little while ago. They're playing the map super well, but LBZS now feels a little bit stronger.
Smoke right in the triangle, and they're going to run right into Erica on the Wraith King, but he gets the blink to the low ground, so just barely escaping there.
Yeah. And then, of course, pretty dark on the map for them. They don't really have vision of that many heroes, despite having...
It's surprising Molasses wasn't leading that charge, right? Like, if he was in the front, they see the Wraith King from outside smoke vision, right? But PP just got maybe a little bit too aggressive there, and they're actually smoking up on the side of Vici Gaming instead. They want to contest this top tower push potentially, and yeah, Death Prophet TPing in from bottom, so they're ready to fight. They want to go. Ward placed up here on the high ground. Erica's just going to run in.
Yeah, he's confident. He's got Reincarnate. He doesn't have his BKB yet, so if he goes down the first time and he's underneath a Wukong's command, he does just get melted.
Oh, they see all the... Dude, it's so spooky watching these like smokes,
dead.
and you're like, you don't know where they are.
Yeah, and you see like the corpse of the creep as you go.
Oh, there it is. Oh, he takes into the tether stun. Nice shard there. They will find only the IO for their troubles, so...
Yeah. Donk down. He's been killed by the one true king. Got to win this game or his IO bones are going to be harvested.
Big Erica fan here. Yeah.
Oh, nice pick off there onto the IO. Unfortunate that he blinked right in. He wanted to be able to get a bigger target than the Wisp, but unfortunately, tried pretty good. Remember when it just was a part of the ability to begin with?
Yes.
You remember damage reduction on overcharge?
Yeah, that, yeah, IO has been nerfed, what, like probably 30 times and is still a phase 1 pick.
And banned. Yeah, it's been banned out like most of the matches that we've watched.
Quite a good hero.
Yeah. I think it's just like broken by concept.
Exactly. Like there's certain heroes in the game where you're just like on just their kits in general are so difficult to bounce around. Like Batrider being one of like the best examples. It took them like 6 years to make the hero not broken.
Flaybreak stun was my favorite.
Oh my god. Okay, Wraith King's doing a lot of damage now. Just on one shot in Ancient. That does not bode well for the side of LBZS.
Yeah, you didn't see him donk that IO earlier?
I mean, I did, but like, it feels like it's getting scarier. I mean, Leshrac's really the top of the net worth by a pretty big margin here, and a lot of that thanks to the IO just being able to run around with him. But Erica finds the IO on the backside, loses half his health right away. Nice heals to give him some space. Glimpse pulls him right back in. The King claims another.
The same moment he threw the tether out onto PP, he got glimpsed. Like, the glimpse ended up connecting, so he didn't go anywhere. You could not even see it.
Yeah,
trying to get out of
literally didn't see it, so I'm glad you pointed it out.
That was unfortunate timing there from the tether coming out. Otherwise, maybe he gets out of that one. But, you know, he has a lot of spells to worry about in these team fights. I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like, God, it sounds ridiculous for Black King Bar come out of the IO this game.
I mean, you need something. He could just go for the Ghost Scepter, right? Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of spell damage as well. Ghost Scepter, yeah, it's actually pretty good because the Wraith King's getting on top of him. That's the issue. It's where the majority of the damage is coming from. Yeah, I like that idea.
Monkey King on his way to a Eye of Scotty. A couple really good item drops there. Elven Tunic as well as a Quickening Charm, but
he does farm much slower, and as we can see, like that's part of the reason why Leshrac is farming so much and is so far ahead, is your position 1 isn't eating up that much farm on the map.
oh, they're going to find XM. Fiend's Grip comes out right away. The Wukong's command. He's got a DD rune to boot. Gets the Force Staff safe for the moment. XM gets the BKB off. He's ready to go. He's going to turn it around. Erica comes in with his own. Rolling Thunder from Irving. Now he's going to cancel it. They will just disengage on both teams. They're quite low on both the Death Prophet and the Wraith King. They don't want to risk it.
I do think there was a little bit of a mistake by the Monkey King there. He didn't chain up his stuns properly. He was trying to burst down that Death Prophet as quickly as possible during the Fiend's Grip instead of maximize the stun afterwards. So he stacked those, allowed him to get the Force Staff off and BKB eventually and get out of there. So
great Force Staff from the Phoenix, right? Like this, it's such a good Force Staff game against Monkey King as well as the Night Stalker. So
he used those early kills on is just after he's done his boots, he just queued up that Force Staff and went, okay, I guess I'm keeping you guys alive if I'm getting this gold. Don't get to spend this on myself. Would be nice to build Midas. Remember Midas Phoenix? Every game.
Yeah, I don't want to remember those days.
He doesn't even have hands.
Yeah, where do he just carries it in one of his claws, you know?
Yeah.
Tries to put it as a boot instead.
Anything he perches on turns to gold. All right, we have Nullifier being worked on at the moment.
Yeah, it's actually a really good Nullifier game, and they're going to smoke up again here on LBZS. I mean, they don't have the Fiend's Grip. It might be coming off cooldown soon, but you still have that Dark Ascension, and he's going to go ahead and pop it as the smoke breaks, finds the Phoenix on the backside, Crippling Fear. Going to slow him up, but he gets the dive out thanks to the Force Staff. I mean, kind of fake hype here. He's definitely still dead. There's no way he's getting out of this one. Irving, though, rolling in, and Death Prophet considering coming into the fight as well. Erica trying to find this IO, but won't be able to do so. And now Molasses going to find this Pangolier. Yule's going to buy him a little bit of space, but then comes Erica on the backside. The mech going to be able to keep him alive for the moment. Irving with the roll-up, but can you keep the IO alive? Absolutely not, and the Death Prophet just gets crushed under the damage here of this Monkey King and this Leshrac detachment coming in as well. Still doesn't have that Fiend's Grip available, but Wraith King's second life doesn't matter at all. He's just surrounded by the side of LBZS. Now, in comes the Disruptor, drops that Kinetic Field, trying to give himself a little bit of space, including that Static Storm. In comes the Egg, in comes the Exorcist, and you come a little bit too far, Monkey King. They drop the Sentry. We'll be able to keep him alive for just a little while, but it doesn't end up mattering. They find themselves the big kill. Glimpse finds PP as well. They turn it around completely here on the side of Extreme. Yes, Lesh will grab the Phoenix, but what looked like a terrible fight, they end up trading even.
Yeah, just going a little bit too far in the end. Detachment was doing so much work in that fight. He ends up getting the Fiend's Grip off into the Death Prophet initially. He sleeps the Phoenix in the backside of the fight just by like going so far forward while everybody is ignoring him, so he's not able to get the Phoenix Egg off. But I think that they overestimated just how far forward they could go given how well that fight was going there. They end up turning things around at the very end.
Yeah, I want to look at the replay here.
Watch Detachment though.
I thought the fight was just over here. I was like, yeah, there's no way Vici want to take this fight, right? But they still tried.
They dropped the Psychic Headband for a little while, just sitting on the ground, so we had to go back and grab that one.
I mean, once you have this Dark Ascension up, it's so difficult to play into the vision, and Vici Gaming, yeah, they baited out a little bit here. They get the buyback out of XM here, right? But
there's Detachment. He gets the Fiend's Grip off under the Death Prophet underneath Wukong's command, and while the Sun Ray's coming out, interrupted, so no Phoenix Egg to help that Wraith King when he gets back up with the Reincarnate.
Yeah, and then you have the Death Prophet rejoining the fight, and then it's completely different. Roshan here attempted from VG Gaming, but going to get pushed out a little bit as I think we see Dark Ascension. I see a Night Stalker flapping his wings over there. Yep. Yeah. Got the Nullifier completed now, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's going to be very easy for him to jump the back line here. I don't think... Well, it'll stop the Force Staff as well. That one works a little bit weird. It dispels you every so often on the game ticks.
Oh, he goes in, Nullifier up on the Phoenix. Can't Force Staff this time, but now, can he actually finish him off in time? It doesn't matter. He loses Detachment on the backside. He's going to buy back into the game. Wraith King going to lose that Reincarnation, coming back for his second life. Pops the BKB. They take down that IO. Irving still rolling around in this fight, but that BKB is about to expire on the Wraith King. In comes the Supernova. But it's not in time. You lost the big one. Your carry is down. There's the Supernova. Does pop, stunning up 2 here. Can they actually finish off the Monkey King, though? That is a huge kill. Jumps forward. Irving, he might have the damage. Burning him down is going to happen. And Detachment Able to find a trade there on the backside. Fiend's Grip grabbing that Death Prophet, and PP still dumping a lot of damage out in this fight.
Amazing job of stalling that one out. Nice talk into Zoni. Both supports on the back line. He does end up going down for it, but did his job there. And Death Prophet, like you said, dead without buyback.
Oh, he's searching. Will he find him? Oh,
what? Oh,
what? What is?
Why is he sun right out?
How does that happen?
Ooh.
All right,
he's got the schmoves.
I found a new juking spot, I guess.
Now everyone's going to be looking at that one after this game. That juking spot's gone now. He pulled that one out when it mattered, though, man, just to stay alive. That is a clutch right there.
Yeah, Lesh still doing pretty much all of the damage here for the side of LBZS. I mean, he is just doing so much work, and Night Stalker with that Nullifier almost takes the Phoenix down. It'd be a completely different fight if that Phoenix falls before, he's able to get that Supernova off.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they don't have an amazing way of jumping the backline at the moment. You go that far back, you're not pumping out damage to some of these other heroes. You do have to be concerned about the Wraith King and the Death Prophet. So you see, they're playing the fights decently well, and they did manage to take out the cores. That means despite losing a fight around the Roche pit, they didn't give up Roshan there as, the right clickers are down.
Yeah, very good point.
Well, they don't lose too much, and the game's still relatively even. That has picked up a bit, though. We saw not too many kills the first 20 minutes of this game.
Yeah, definitely picking up steam now. 16-17, 2,000 gold lead here for LBZS, but the game's still very even. The smoke comes through. Molasses with the Dark Ascension, ready to go, jumps in. Actually, his blink gets canceled by a little skeleton, but they still manage to find Erica for the moment. He gets the BKB off that Nullifier, not going to connect. The Glimpse sends him back, so he's going to be out, no problem at all. The question is, can they stop the Roshan from happening? Is they're going to go right into the pit? A lot of damage being dealt already.
They've got that tier 1 tower, that means, I don't know, TP to the tier 2
It's not going to be in time. They grab it, Aegis as well as the Shard. Going to go the way of LBZS, a beautiful, beautiful rotation. Death Prophet, obviously being dead there, is what does it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she was still gone for another couple of seconds, so even if they booked it over there, they wouldn't have the DP, and they just would not have had enough damage to take the fight around the pit, unfortunately.
Two Cloak of Flames on Leshrac. That is a feels-good item.
Yeah, that and he's got the Ignitum Shard as well. I mean, that's super good against the Wraith King. You drop a stun on him, he gets back up, stunned again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Against all these heroes, they try to get in assists. So he's got a lot of survivability. Cloak of Flames plus an IO on your team. And we've talked about that in some other broadcasts we've done. It feels so much better playing Leshrac with a hero that can keep you alive. In the SA, it was really popular for a while. The Abaddon plus the Leshrac. Just so you're able to get in, dispelled as soon as somebody throws out a stun onto you. So IO works, somewhat similar. You help keep him alive, and you can get him out if it gets a little bit too dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's just this hero who just runs in, right? Like, if you run in and you're not tanky or you don't have the save, it can really backfire.
Yeah.
But top tier 1 tower will go down, obviously giving the fortification back on over to VG. So they're going to go ahead and start pushing the tier 2. LBZS, they finally feels like they have a really solid lead now, right? Like the VG Gaming managed to pull back the first lead, kind of evening out the game, but after this Aegis grab, LBZS are in a good spot.
Yeah. And he's got the Arcane Blade queued up next, or no, it's got the Refresh Orb just for the double Wukong's command, it looks like. I don't know. I really like the Arcane Blink on the Monkey King.
Yeah, double BKB, double Wukong's command.
He just comes out so fast, the Wukong's command.
It's instant, basically. Yeah. It's what, like a 0.3 second cast or something?
Yeah. But how do you feel about... I know I'm supposed to be the analyst here, but how do you feel about the Aegis being on the Monkey King instead of the Leshrac?
Good question. Thank you, Caster Neff.
You're welcome.
No, it's... I actually think it's correct. Like, he's going to be the one who's going to, like, blink in, drop the Wukong's command, and having that Aegis is...
Well, he's got the leveler. I suppose that's why.
Yeah. He does have a leveler. Yeah, that's important.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like the Monkey King's going to be going in very aggressively and, like, rely on the relocate from allies to help him. In comes the roll-up, able to stun up 2 heroes now. The backside of the fight, though, just being completely disrupted thanks to the Night Stalker and Erica. He's trapped. His first life is gone. They did commit the Fiend's Grip for this BP. He's going to pop that BKB, trying to this round. Boundless Strike catches him. He's stuck here all alone. Pops his own BKB. Night Stalker on the backside ticks down over to XM. In comes the Wukong's command, but they just walk away. A lot of work being done here by Irving on this Pangolier. The question is, can they get away from PP here on the Lesh, doing some work, but he's not the one with the Aegis. He needs to be careful. In comes the IO. Can he actually save him? It doesn't look like it. It just gets burnt down. Blink forward from Erica's gonna be able to find the kill. Now feared away up here on South thanks to that Spirit Siphon of XM. They end up going 3 for 0.
Using their save at the beginning of the fight just to get the Monkey King out of there, and he had the heaters. I feel like it would have been a little bit better to have him drop, so I wasn't able to contribute too much, and everybody's position was a little bit awkward. And you do have these very big team fight abilities. It's hard to fight into the egg, it's hard to fight into the Death Prophet ultimate, and Irving zoned everybody out as they were dealing with the Leshrac and whatnot on the front line too. Pango putting in a ton of work in that team fight.
These fights are so bizarre because like every single fight there's like multiple heroes trying to jump the other team's backline, and then they just start running away from each other, and you're just like, I don't know where they're going.
It's happening at 2 times. We need like, we got multiple screens here. We can follow.
But yeah, Night Stalker just like runs the backline, tries to find Phoenix. You have the Pangolier who's just like pops Rolling Thunder, tries to find, I don't know, Bane, Io, and then Wraith King's like trying to find Io. It's just, the targeting is very interesting, and they're just going to go right onto the high ground, tier 3 tower, taking a lot of damage here. It's actually just dead. Yeah. That is a lot of damage.
That is Leveler, Assault Cuirass, and Desolator on the Wraith King. Tier 2 towers pretty quickly.
That's pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
He's got the Titan Sliver in his backpack as well, so we can swap that one in and out. Ooh, the Witchbane? You give that to Pango?
Yeah, you could, huh? I mean, he's got Cloak of Flames. He's feeling pretty happy about that one on his way to a Lincoln Sphere, it seems.
Oh. No, Pango, he's going to take the Timeless Relic instead. Get your spell damage. I know, I really like the Witchbane. I think it's one of the best items in the game.
I find it relatively underwhelming for certain drafts for some reason. But
I mean, you're playing against the Leshrac. I mean, that guy's all mana.
Yeah. This game, pretty good against the Leshrac, which he actually has a Timeless Relic. That's very good on this hero. Spell Prism going to drop as well. Probably send that one over to, like, Night Stalker.
Bane?
Maybe Bane, yeah. Either or. Both are very good with it. If there's no other good item for the Night Stalker, then... Yeah,
Timeless Relic's too good on the Leshrac to pop up, or to pass up, but...
Okay, yeah, considering his current item is the Quickening Charm, I'm going to guess he's taken the Spell Prism.
There you go. He finds a Witchbane of his own.
Oh, blink in. Wraith King might regret that decision. Nullifier, he pops the BKB, trying to just walk out of this Wukong's command, and it's actually working! He's going to be able to survive. PP pops his own, just be able to try and disengage Fiend's Grip there onto that Pangolier, but doesn't end up lasting all too long. Quickly canceled, and now the Supernova very aggressively placed here. They will be able to take down the Bane. Io trying to get out of here. Rolling Thunder number 2 going to get canceled. Io glimpsed back into the enemy team here. They're going to find themselves a quick 2 kills on the side of VG Gaming. XM doesn't seem satisfied. He wants more, man.
He moves very quick. He might just find it. He's got a flicker as well.
Oh, unlucky flicker. He tried. He went for it.
Yeah, a good attempt. Oh, he gets silence off though, and he's forced to BKB. All right.
Okay.
I mean, they don't have the exorcism here, but we saw how quickly that Wraith King tore through the tier 3 tower last time. They're forced to buy back now.
Yeah, I mean, Wraith King's almost here. You've got the refresher that was popped on Irving, so Rolling Thunder back off of cooldown here. And yeah, I mean, what do you do at this point? You don't have Wukong's Command, you don't have Dark Ascension, Fiend's Grip is gone. Like, every spell that you had on LBZS is just gone, and VG Gaming...
Your Rex is gone.
They've just got the damage.
Yeah, they melt that one, and it was unfortunate they took that fight around the pit, but they go, okay, well, I guess everything's on cooldown. We're feeling incredibly strong. Wraith King takes these in no time at all, still has Reincarnate, so they can't commit onto him. So there it is, tier 3 tower. Taking down a VC game, and they're in very good shape at the moment.
We talk about like the Monkey King matchup into Wraith King being like, okay, yeah, he'll just, if he dies in Wukong's command, the benefit is that Wukong's command is still there for his second life, but they can't even kill him the first time.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to just BKB and walk away.
Yeah,
and
he was in such an awkward position in that triangle. Like, he was between a bunch of trees, had to walk in a straight line like, through like the entirety of the Wukong's command.
And he still gets out.
Yeah, he still gets out.
Yeah, so just really, really well done here by VG.
He needs more damage.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. People aren't really afraid of the Wukong's. Like, Pango is just rolling right through it without a care in the world as well. Like, you need to have enough damage to prevent him from wanting to do something like that. But you don't have the items. Your damage items right now are the Eye of Scotty and the Maelstrom.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't. You have a Blink Refresher BKB. Your Monkey King does not do damage.
Yeah.
Right? Like, normally you would see, like, an Abyssal Blade or... sometimes you see like the Monkey King bars. Like you just don't have like these really heavy right-click items.
Yeah, and you need to go the Maelstrom this game because he wanted to be able to farm, and he's gonna upgrade that one to the Mjolnir. But Arcane Blink coming out after that, so he's still pretty long time away from doing damage. Your attack speed's going to go up, but your Wukong command isn't going to be doing that much more.
He really needs level 25.
Yeah. Really needs level 25. Needs a Divine Rapier, man. Divine Rapier and Arcane Blink.
I think once he has level 25, like this Refresher BKB build is going to really pay off because you have that extra Wukong's command ring. But at the moment, that current Wukong's command it feels really underwhelming.
Baby ring.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels really underwhelming. Like you just kind of walk away and you're not really all that worried. And he kind of has to rely on his allies to do the damage. And honestly, it's really just been Leshrac this game, right? He is the primary damage dealer for LBZS. And if he's not getting on top of these heroes, not able to control them, they just don't find the kills.
Yeah.
Roshan still not up for another minute. VG Gaming here smoked up, trying to sniff out the sign of LBZS.
They got vision of one here. They see Monkey King down there, so they figure, all right, not everyone is going to be together. We can take a fight without having to worry about Wukongs. They get the D-Ward and the outpost, and I think they'll probably start to take a little bit more control of the map. Like you mentioned, like setting up around this Roche pit is going to be the next objective. This is Roche number 3, right?
Yep, third Roche, so Aegis Cheese, potentially a Refresher, or the Aghanim's Blessing. So all very important. I mean, either of those items are very happy to get on the side of VG.
You just give the Blessing to the Disruptor. It's so good.
I mean, he's almost got an Axe. He was only about 1,000 gold away,
okay.
so he is very close to it. All right, we're going to see a smoke up here from LBZS. They start moving their way towards the pit. The Disruptor, though, with that ninja gear, actually pops a smoke. Irving, he gets the stun, the chain stuns onto the Monkey King. He might just be dead before the fight even starts. Save for the moment thanks to the relocate, and now Wraith King turning his attention on over to the Lesh. You have lost the Bane. He gets his BKB off, trying to disengage Molasses. A lot of vision being provided here from him. Refresher comes out, Irving, second Rolling Thunder trying to chase down the Lesh, and there's the stun from Erica. They get the kill. He's going to buy back into the game. Disruptor, you're in the wrong neighborhood, my friend. I don't know how you ended up over there.
They're going to go right into the Roche pit, but with Leshrac coming back, they're going to be forced to back up. Dark Descent is still active as well, and you know, Leshrac just dying there. You're forced to relocate the monkey out at the beginning of the fight. The same thing has happened twice now before the fight really begins. They just have the favorable initiation off on the side of VG and end up winning the fight because of it.
Yeah, it's Irving, man. Just the Rolling Thunder into the roll-up, Wraith Fire Blast. They had everything. Or XM takes a Wukong's command, comes out. The second Boundless Strike to secure the kill. And he's got another Wukong's command to follow this. So just trying to make this barrier for this Roshan number 3. The buyback comes in from the Death Prophet. Rolling Thunder comes through from Irving. BKB going to be able to keep this Monkey King alive for the moment. And Roshan's going to fall. And comes Erica. The stuns, though, come through. Who's got the Aegis? It's going to be BP on the Leshrac. And Wraith King, second life, not going to really matter all that much. Surrounded by the heroes on the side of LBZS. In comes the Death Prophet. Takes a lot of damage, but will pop that BKB. Try and disengage. PP low inside the pit here. Still has that Aegis to work with, though.
And everyone, they end up getting out at the end. You end up having to buy back on several heroes on the side of VG, and you don't get anything from it. You didn't stop them taking anything inside that Roche pit. Aegis and Cheese both going the way of LBZS, and I feel like it was a bit of a...
Oh, look who's got the Axe Blessing there.
Oh, I missed that one. There you go.
Pango sniped it.
Yeah. I was thinking about who might take it on the side of VC if Disruptor already has his Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I'm really curious who's going to grab it. I mean...
I think Pango already activated it.
No, Pango didn't. At least from what I saw, he didn't activate it. But either one.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of really good options.
Wraith King maybe.
Wraith King or Phoenix potentially. XM's is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Remember when everyone was building that item?
Yeah. Okay, they do just put it on the Disruptor, and he's like, all right, I can go for an Aeon disc now. Cool. Thanks, guys.
He's got a Blink Dagger queued up. I mean, again, it is like the biggest thing for him, even though he did have the point booster. You can use that for something else now. But yeah, Monkey King, he did do a lot of damage with that Refresher. He's got that extra ring, like you mentioned, at level 25. The only issue is, you know, these rings coming out faster. You can solve that problem by building Arcane Blink, and then he builds, you know, his big damage item, which is going to be Divine or, well, probably just a Divine.
It is a scary game to build a Divine Rapier still, though.
Yeah.
Like, if that gets handed on over to the Wraith King, he's probably one of the best Divine Carrier Rapiers as there is.
He's not, there's people worse than him. It's just hard to get him twice.
Yeah. A little bit of a desync there, but continuing to farm up. The game is still so even. I mean, it's 23 to 22, only a 2,000 gold lead here for LBZS, and the only team to break high ground so far has been VG Gaming.
Yeah, the most net worth advantage has ever been in this game is like 6,000, which
Yeah.
isn't that much. now that we're 48 minutes into this one.
In for the long haul today.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I am too, yeah. I mean, these teams are very well matched, it would seem.
Well, Panel didn't seem to think, you didn't seem to think so either. You went into this game with that VC, very easy game for them.
No, I didn't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
They dare pick, you know, the Sunshine Bird against the Sunshine team.
That is true. That makes a lot of that does
The Lord just checked.
seems a little sus.
It's nice to see, though. Wow. Pressure Orb being worked on by the Death Prophet. She realized, you know, after that last team fight, she had to buy back in, and then her damage was a little bit underwhelming. She would have taken down that Leshrac fairly easily as well. She got the Aghanim Shard, which is a huge pickup on the DP once you have, like, space in your build for it.
Absolutely.
That fear is very big.
Man, dude, all of these jungle items fit these heroes really well. Disruptor loves having this ninja gear, right? Just being able to sit under smoke away from everyone else.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught out.
Ooh.
And that's exactly.
a big pick-off, actually.
Oh, the Eagle song.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Swift
It's
Blink?
his Swift Blink, yeah. It stops his Swift Blink. He has the recipe and everything.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes with that one. That's rough. And they might look to, I mean, they've got the Aegis for another minute and a half here.
I think this would be the time you want to start pressuring, right? Like, you don't have the Swift Blink. In comes PP on the backside. He finds the Disruptor. Can actually finish him off. There's going to be the Nullifier preventing that Force Staff. And Chain Stun's going back the other way, though, thanks to Irving. Lesh, like you said, gonna pop that Aegis, but Wraith King is stuck inside the Wukong's command. They drop that Fiend's Grip as well. Can he actually get out of here? Absolutely not. He is just stuck inside the base, dead for 125 seconds. Buyback on cooldown for another 4 minutes. So LBZS might have just turned this one in their favor finally, as they need to be able to get some of these lanes of barracks.
The entire team zoned away from the Wraith King there and just sat underneath the Wukong's command. This is what they picked the hero for. This is what they were waiting for. And, you know, with these buybacks on
they
cooldown,
go in,
do this
they
with their
get
time.
the Hex, they find the Death Prophet, they have the damage, no able to Force Staff him out. Phoenix drops an egg on the backside, stuck inside the enemy team though. They just take down the egg. Another hero without buyback, and they will be able to just play really aggressively with this Monkey at the BKB, keeping him alive. PP just jumps right back into the enemy base though. He's gonna find the Death Prophet, another dieback. It's gonna cost him his life, but the damage is done. Dark Ascension coming through his Molasses, able to rejoin the fight. Second Rolling Thunder here from Irving, able to try and chase him, but the cheese gets popped by the IO, healing him all the way back up.
And Irving against the world.
It
65 seconds without this Wraith King. 5 seconds until they've got Disruptor back, but Irving can't do this by himself. Just going straight for tier 4s here. I don't know how they're going to hold.
It's going to be really difficult. You got the Static Storm, you're right, with the Aghanim Scepter. It might be enough, but the Nullifier comes through. They've caught the Pangolier buybacks right back into this game. But you got no spells left. Irving jumps in, trying to get on top of this Pangolier, but there it is, the Wukong's command around the throne, and LBZS will take game number 1 against everyone's better judgment, I guess. Everyone thought this was going to be VG Gaming, but they've done it. Surprise of the day.
Congratulations to Nomad for predicting the Sunshine Boys here.
True.
LBZS.